come prepared for defeat.
What's going on, everybody? It's Codemaster Hardrock. I'm back at it with some more deck profiles. If you guys haven't seen them, I've done an Underworld and a Tribeless updated deck profile. These next deck profiles that I'm working on right now are updated. These are my current builds that I am using for Chaotic. With that being said, we're going to jump into the Overworld deck that I have crafted. Of course, I have it in here, and to save face in a future video, I understand in my Marillion box I spelled Marillion wrong, but, you know, whatever, that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the locations first, then attacks, followed by music, and then battle gear and creature association. So we're going to get started with not one, but two Gigantum Populus. Initiative power. At the beginning of combat, each engaged overworld creature gains a music counter. This is really good for music building, specifically with your overworlders. Next, we have two OP Tournament Pack Kiru Cities. Overworld creatures gain 10 energy, initiative, wisdom. This is the most gorgeous Kiru City that's out there. Don't even at me. It's good. Next, we have two Passage to the Overworld. Initiative Overworld. The first time a creature gains an elemental type, it gains 10 energy. I mostly have this for the initiatives, just so that way I could go first. Next, we have Ripple Foil Glacier Plains. Underworld music costs 1 additional music counter to play. Usually, whenever I'm playing this deck, I like to make this a themed deck. That's how all my decks are. They're themed. And Overworld and Underworld have this hatred against one another, so there's some story there. It's nice. Next, we have a single Overworld library, Initiative Water. Equipped creatures gain outperform wisdom, and damage dealt by courage attacks is reduced by 5. Now, as you guys can see, this is a wisdom-based deck. So, we're going to move on with a ultra rare tournament pack, Castle Pillar. The engaged creature with the highest wisdom gains a music counter. This is an Overworld deck. Wisdom is the bread and butter. That's just how it rolls. Now we're going to move on to the attacks. First, we have 2 Delirium. Stat check, wisdom 50, deal 5 damage. It's a 0 base. It's a quick 5 damage, and with certain cards, you can make it 10. Next is a double Flash Mend. Stat check, wisdom 50, heal 5. That's a way we can heal over time. Next, we have a double Muge's Edge. As you guys could probably tell, there are some Muges in this deck. That way I could deal damage and also gain some disciplines. Next, we have Quick Exit. Challenge wisdom 15, deal 10. Typically, I will have higher wisdom than another person, so dealing 10 is not too shabby. Next, we have Piercing Brilliance. It's very similar to the Quick Exit, but has an additional ability, Stat Check Wisdom 50. Opposing engaged creature loses 15 Wisdom. This will help guarantee those particular attacks. Next, we have Primal Smash. We all know how good Primal Smash is. Drop 1, 20 damage. No-brainer. Got to include it. Next, we have an Outfreeze. Build 1, 5 base, 5 water. If you choose to have Outfreeze deal no damage, rather, you may choose. And if you do, gain 100 wisdom. So, that's one way to increase your wisdom. Next, we have Double Mind Void. Base 10 stat, build 1, if I could speak English, I'm working on it. Build 1. Base 10, stat check, courage 100, gain 5 energy, stat check, wisdom 100. Remove a music from a creature you control, and if you do, put another music on another engaged creature. This will help with certain abilities, as you guys will see in the future. Next, we have a single Invader's Tactics. It is a build 1, base 10, 0 water. If your opponent controls the active location, deal an additional 5 damage. That's 15 damage right there, not too shabby. Next, we have Mind Razor. This is an attack that could really slap hard if you know what you're doing. You can do a maximum of 30 damage. Also, depending on your build, you can add more to it. Next, we have 2 Directed Bravery, Stat Check, Courage 60, and Wisdom 60, deal 10 apiece with a 5 base. That is not too shabby. And last but not least for the attacks, we have a Mind Mash. A base 15, and if you have Challenge Wisdom versus Courage Power and speed 5, meaning if you have more 5 more wisdom than that other opposing creature's courage, power, or speed, you deal 15 apiece. So that is 60 damage. That kills a majority of creatures. Like, that is just, it's insane. It works really well. I like it a lot. Moving onward, we have Mujiks. So we're going to start with Strain of the Tide. This is a good Mujic to use towards the end of the game, where, like, if your back's against the wall, you can heal 10 energy by removing from play certain creatures. Next, we have Symphony of Shielding. Target attacker Mujic deals 0 damage. This is a Melody of Mirage for Overworld. Next, we have 2 Refrain of Denial, Ripple Foil. Dispel target Mujic. You gotta be a fool to not run that. And of course, Rhyme of the Reckless. If you receive a lot of damage, this is a way to get even and slap right back. This is just such a good Overworld Mujic. Alright, so with that being said, let's work our way backwards and forwards. So from the very back of the board, we have Gigantroper and Nadrin, High Muge of the Lake. Gigantroper, at the beginning of combat, equipped creature loses all abilities and sets all its stats, including energy, to 70. Nadrin, he has 55, 35, 95, 20, 35. Nadrin pays 1 less Mujic to play Mujic cards to a minimum of 1. He is unique and loyal. So I have this for Mujics, and plus it is Nadrin. It's love it. Next we have Drill Dozer, equipped by Interest Nature Force. Drill Dozer gives an additional 20 energy to creatures with Earth, and it just starts with a base 10 energy gain. But if you have Earth, it gains an additional 10. That's pretty nice. Interest Nature Force, 90, 55, 80, 60, 50. Toss and Mujic creatures you control gain 5 energy for each element type that they have. So this could be a way to heal energy over time, plus interest with those stats. Oh my god, just absolute tank. Next to her, we have ourselves Loma, Desert Wanderer, looking absolutely buff, with the Brain Amplifier. Equipped creature gains 15 wisdom and 5 energy. When an equipped creature wins combat, it gains a Mujic counter. With that being said, Loma would have 90 courage, 55 power, 100 wisdom, 40 speed, 65 energy, defender, and toss 2 Mujic. Target element attack deals 0 damage to Loma. So Loma can protect herself as well as just dish out a crap ton of damage. It's gorgeous. On the upper left-hand side of the board, we have Tenga Toborn equipped with a Sword of Kayat. Gain 5 energy and 15 speed if it's a warrior and deals 20 or more attack damage. Deal 5 damage to target creature. You can use that to burn creatures from across the board. And plus, with this deck, you'll be able to consistently deal a lot of damage. With Tenga Toborn in training, we have 60, 80, yep, that is 80, 40, 70. Toss a Mujic, he resets his disciplines back to his scanned disciplines. So this helps out with discipline destruction or anything like that. But with this deck, you don't want to use that necessarily. You want to use that those Mujic counters to cast your Mujics. Next, Slapdad on the right-hand side. Let's do that. We have Avena equipped with the Evergreen Tunic. With the Evergreen Tunic, she would gain an additional 20 energy. So, with that being said, let's move to Avena, who has 75, 40, 80, 50, would be 95, outperform Courage and Wisdom 5. While I control a Muge, Avena gains support all disciplines 5. There is a freaking fly around here that's bothering the crap out of me, but that's okay. But no, Avena would just gain a crap ton of disciplines because I do have a Muge, and that's Nadrin hiding in the back. We're going to move along to the dead center of the board. For me, it is Maxor, Protector of Param. You know this is a character-based deck. This is a lore-based deck. Of course, I got to include Maxor. Again, with the Evergreen Tunic, would gain 20 energy. He would have 115 Courage, 45 Power, 70 Wisdom, 35 Speed, 75 Energy. When Maxor is dealt attack damage, it gains... Maxor deals an additional, when Maxor is dealt attack damage, it gains Maxor deals an additional 5 attack damage. So you can stack this and just increase the amount of damage that you'd be dealing over time. And, you know, with that being said, that was the deck profile. I'm going to leave Avena right there for you guys, because Avena is like the secret star of this deck. Avena is a huge powerhouse. Tenga Toborn could really slap, and of course, Maxor, it's Maxor, no kidding. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate your guys' viewership. If you found the video informative, please give a, you know, like, share, and all that other stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.